You'll find a scene like this in nearly every village, town, and city throughout the country. For in the hopes and dreams of everyone, there's a home they can call their own.
And we'll have the living room right in here. And the kitchen right here so we can see the children playing in the yard.
Yeah, the children. Children? Say, how many are you planning on? Not more than 6, I hope.
Our parents' generation imagined the Earth as a vast, limitless place with an endless supply of water, land, and other natural resources. As the world's most devout consumers, they dreamed of a level of technology and material wealth never before possible. You can't blame them for wanting to believe that the prosperity of modern society would come without a cost. As industrial power increased, the use of resources began to accelerate. Would anyone have taken seriously the idea that humans might somehow alter the climate of the entire globe?
The primary economy of the Earth is photosynthesis. That's the bottom line. Now, we human beings, we are the youngest species in the evolutionary neighborhood. We are the babies on the block. Anatomically modern human beings have been here only 175,000 years. We make up only 1/2 of 1% of the entire living biomass of the Earth, 1/2 of 1%. Right now, this afternoon, we are using 24% of all the photosynthesis of the Earth.
We use 20 million barrels of oil a day. We produce less than 7. That's really staggering. There's no way to get your mind around that.
The number one cause of climate change in the world is buildings. They use 1/3 of the energy, 1/3 of the CO2.
But when you see the cost to our country, when you've seen the cost to our soldiers, when you see how it's affected families' incomes, it's really unbelievable. And this is one of the great challenges, I think, that we face in this country.
At Green Builder Media, we believe this is our moment, our chance to become part of a new, more enlightened stewardship of the planet. But it will mean thinking differently about energy, about the Earth, about how we live.
As a mayor, the biggest obstacle to new solutions that I see every day is fear of failure.
This new paradigm will make sustainability an imperative, not an afterthought.
But we designed the building with the skin to interact with the environment to basically use no mechanical systems. And so not only did we reduce energy consumption to almost zero, but the building cost half as much to build because we brought information to the building.
To make sustainability a reality, new technologies will have to merge with older skills in a way that conserves materials, energy, or both. But while today's green technologies form the backbone of the new paradigm, they are only a first step. New tools are being developed that address the greatest threat to any ecosystem: human behavior.
I don't see any way that 6.8 billion people are going to come together in a global society living in one biosphere if we are either depraved, aggressive, violent, materialistic, utilitarian, pleasure-seeking, and autonomous-driven. Do you? That's embedded, that philosophy, in our schools, our business models, our whole society. But what the new discoveries are showing is that actually human beings aren't born that way. We're actually wired in our circuitry, soft-wired, to express empathy, because we're a social creature, to seek attachment and intimacy in larger communities.
So I see a world in the future in which we understand that all life is related to us, and we treat that life with great humility and respect.
Things designed in isolation don't work, so perhaps networks matter most.
The age of the lone genius inventor, if it ever existed, is over. In the new era, great ideas will come from collaboration, with impacts on natural resources front and center. For example, imagine a game that teaches peace and cooperation as a way to protect local resources.
The dynamics of the game are such that you can't win unless the community wins. So you have all these cards that you can build a hospital or a school, and if someone has built a school, everyone who works earns a little bit more money. We made the mobile game, single player game with the same dynamics. Also got a lot of good feedback, and the green and the red thing there on the right, that's the community bar, so it's the same dynamic. You can be the bad guy, or you can go for community development, and you can only win.
By the end of 2011, we will essentially have GPS units on all of our buses. It's going to help us with improving our schedule adherence, keeping the buses running on time, but we fully intend to open source this information.
And I think the interesting thing is how quickly humans can adapt to their environment and the implications of that for design.
So we've designed an electric car, an electric scooter, motor scooter, and an electric bicycle. And the idea is that when you need a vehicle, you walk to the closest station and you pick up one of these vehicles, and then you drop it off at another station.
What about the products we depend on? Already, innovators are discovering new ways to reuse plastics and other materials that take a high environmental toll. Future products will be designed for easy disassembly and repair, greatly extending their lifespan. That's just the beginning. As the true cost of resources begins to manifest, reuse and salvage of existing goods will grow in importance, both for practical reasons and as a means of expression. Obsolete products will be put to new, unexpected uses. We'll also change where and how we live.
So the only reason that cities will survive is because people want to congregate. In other words, cities have moved from being functionally necessary to being optional. And this change has enormous implications for the design and configuration, the priorities of public space.
As more of the world presses into urban areas, the personality of cities will change along with their residents. They will become increasingly independent, with local clean power generation, local sources of fresh food, and efficient, low-impact transit. Perhaps the next generation will live very differently from us, in buildings that mimic local landscapes, energy-efficient structures with green roofs and ample daylight.
These are 5 pillars of a third industrial revolution: renewable energies, converting the building stock of the world to power plants, setting up hydrogen and other storage technology for renewables, creating smart distributed smart grids that act like the internet, and plug-in transport for logistics.
At Green Builder Media, we're
challenging old ways of thinking, raising the bar on sustainability, and backing it up with good building science. At the same time, we've integrated new technology into our educational tools, without losing sight of the fact that building is a tough, labor-intensive job. We realize that we don't have all the answers, but like you, we have passion. Passion to change the world, passion to be part of the solution. It's time to take stock of the world around us, to learn to live within its rhythms, its sounds, and respect its immense beauty.
Nature's made up of 3 elements: space, time, and the environment, and that's what you call on to design. And we've eliminated both time and the environment from design. So what we need is a new set of information, a network of elements of design that actually bring back both time and the environment into the process.
The age of environmental innocence and ignorance is over. The world is in transition, but on the other side, we see a prosperous future that respects the good things in life. We invite you to join us for an exciting journey into the future.